Hi, I'm Brittney Saunders and welcome to Big Business, the place where business is far from boring. And today I'm recording on Gadigal land. Now, I somehow managed to build an empire from the garage underneath my house, and on Big Business, I'm here to share it all with you. From the wins, the huge mistakes, the challenging times, and the funny moments in between. So whether you're in business already, perhaps you're not in the game at all, maybe you're just looking for some inspo, or maybe you just simply want to hear the tea, this is the podcast for you. Coming up on today's episode, I'm joined by my wonderful friend Anaita, who has been on the pod before. She is the CEO and founder of Hero Packaging, and she is just a wizard when it comes to all things business, from product creation, e-commerce, Shopify, ads, like quite literally she knows everything. So I'm bringing Anaita on today to talk all things Black Friday. Black Friday is very exciting for businesses, but it can also be extremely overwhelming, and there's a lot of information out there that we need to be prepared for Black Friday or our business is going to fail. And Anaita is amazing at putting things simply. So without further ado, let's bring Anaita into the studio and let's get down to business. Okay, I lied. I got one more thing that I want to say to you before I bring Anaita in. And I know this is really annoying, but I'm going to be that person. But I'll keep it quick and I'll keep it simple. Fate is nominated for the TikTok Business of the Year Award. If you don't know what the TikTok Awards are, they happen every single year and there is a business category in the awards. We are up to take out the win for Business of the Year. All I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link in the show notes of today's episode, and all you have to do is tap on it, find the business section and vote for us. The link is also in my Instagram bio if you want to find it there. I would greatly appreciate if you enjoy what I do here on Big Business. If you enjoy Fate and you'd like to see us take out the win, I would love for you to vote for us. Voting is open from now until the 13th of November, and you can vote once per day. So click the link in the show notes or click the link in my bio and find us under the business category. And thank you so much in advance to everyone who votes. Anaita.
Hello.
You are an expert when it comes to all things, I feel like, business, e-commerce, ads, everything in and out. My first question to you, and something that I would love to know your opinion on, is do you think that all these sales periods that are becoming increasingly popular are, in the long run, doing great for business, or are they damaging small businesses?
Such a good question. No, absolutely not. Because I think if small businesses are going to do a sale in a sales period, it doesn't ruin the perception of their brand. What ruins their brand is if they do sales all the time and then their audiences expect a sale and all they'll buy is when that brand is on sale.
I think that's how I feel as well. And I guess the reason why I asked you this question is because I feel like consumers are turning into having that kind of mindset, especially with Black Friday and the rise of how popular it's become. Like a few years back, Black Friday wasn't a thing in Australia.
Yeah.
I think Black Friday has ruined Boxing Day. Boxing Day used to be the sale time of the year. Everyone
really was
so excited about Boxing Day. But ever since Black Friday has become so popular, it is so close to Boxing Day that now I feel like the big sales happen in Black Friday and Boxing Day is just like, a tiny little sale.
I think that the 3 months, so I think October, November and December, is where businesses make 70% of their revenue. Did you know that?
Yeah, I have heard this.
It's wild. And so I think Boxing Day is still a thing, but they've made Black Friday such a big deal because they wanted a bigger amount of time to make more of those dollars, I guess, in like a sales period. Especially, I think it correlates directly with how everything's going after COVID as well and how sales have kind of dropped off for a lot of brands. And so they want that month-long sales period to like boost the brand up again. Whereas Boxing Day is just that one day. And do you remember Boxing Day? It wasn't just like online. You would go in and stand in line at Pitt Street Mall in the city and wait.
Yeah, like, it's not like that. We're obviously in retail as well as online, which always actually makes doing sales a lot more tricky for us. So, for example, for us, for Fate, for Black Friday, we're just doing 1 day sale because
Are you really?
Yes, wow. Because we have the added element of 5 other retail stores that we also have to orchestrate. So we've found in the past, let's say we've done Black Friday online only and then not in stores because it's just a fuckery to orchestrate.
Yeah.
Then customers will complain that it's not also in store, or our store staff will say, oh, it was really dead today because we did the sale online only kind of thing. And I guess it just creeps around on us so quickly every year that we're like, fuck it, just one day only, go big and go hard. Because I know and we're going to talk about this a lot in today's episode, but you see so many brands like they've got a 2-week strategy of what their Black Friday sale is going to be. For 2 weeks prior, they hype it all up and get all these email signups. And then on Friday, it's this. On Saturday, it's buy one, get one free. On Sunday, it's tiered sale. On Monday, there's a new collection launching, blah, blah, blah. For us to do that online is a big thing, right? For any brand to do something as big as that online is huge. But adding the element of 5 retail stores and orchestrating that exact same sale.
So complex.
It is so much logistics. So with our sales, we keep it simple, one day only.
So are you doing Black Friday, the day of Black Friday, that's the sale day?
Yes, but we're doing it a week before Black Friday.
Gotcha.
To try and get in before all the other brands.
So other brands they're going earlier and earlier, right?
Yes.
So last year I remember them saying, we're going to go earlier, and that was 2 weeks before. Mm-hmm. And this year they're going earlier than that. So if I walked into Westfield yesterday and they're like, early Black Friday has started. And like JD Sports, for example, all of it was discounted.
I know. It's all so overwhelming as a business owner. And while I get it, it's great. Like I see business from both standpoints. I see it as a consumer. I love a sale. Everyone loves a fucking sale. I love when I get that email. It's like 30% off today only. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love a sale. But I just think all of this Black Friday stuff and Cyber Monday and Black Friday long weekend, but now brands doing it 2 weeks prior and for the whole month. Like it is so overwhelming for businesses to know what to do.
It's one of those things where you look around and you're like, should I be doing that too?
Yeah.
And then you get confused because as a small business, you don't actually have the margins and you don't have that level of expertise to be able to pull off a sale 3-4 weeks early and then maintain sales periods. And then what if sales drop after the sale? What do you do? And it just becomes too much.
I even find it overwhelming. And we've always been really simple with our sales at Fate. We generally just do one day only. Sometimes we've done like 3-day sales kind of thing. But these days it's just one day only and it makes it so easy. It's online and in-store, one day only. That's your opportunity kind of thing.
Do you feel like your sales though for the month of October, for example, and November, before you do that one-day sale, they kind of drop off a little bit because people are expecting that sale?
And that's the other thing that's so hard as well is like you want to be able to sustain your business. And like I feel like as exciting as Black Friday is, and I know everyone loves a sale, because of Black Friday, we as businesses watch our sales figures drop drastically in the lead up because people are waiting. And then it just makes you have that freak out as a business owner of, oh my God, sales are low. Like October has been low for us.
Yes.
And it makes you freak out. And I'm sure it makes a lot of...
And that's why they go early, because they just want to make that revenue.
Yeah, it's scary. And yeah, it's so tricky, like sales periods, because they're exciting. And like you said, businesses can make 70% of their revenue in a sale period. But then are we beginning to rely on sales periods to make our money when you have dropped your prices by 30%? I don't know what other businesses do, but like losing 30% of your like profit margin is hurtful.
It is. And I think people are so dependent on getting so many more sales and they're like, wow, I've grown as a business. But actually you look at the cash in your bank and it's not there because you've done 30%
off or you've done 40% off.
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming. And I think I've been seeing a lot of videos recently pop up on my Instagram and my TikTok from like business coaches and ad experts and stuff. And these people are saying stuff that I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm the owner of Fate the Label. And these people are going, if you don't do Black Friday right, you may as well throw your business in the bin.
And they're like, segment this and target this and then the niche audience and the A/B testing. And you're like, what the actual hell am I doing? Like, it's so confusing.
I feel that way. Like we are so simple with our Black Friday sale. We will pick what our sale is going to be for the one day. We will send out emails to our, engaged audiences, to our newsletter. I'll run some ads. I might do an Advantage Plus campaign and maybe a middle of funnel campaign, and that's it.
Do you think, and this is a question that I think everyone will probably want to know, do you think that you have it easier because you've got an audience that you can talk to about and you can do a one-day sale? But do small businesses, can they also do what you're doing? Or do you think that they need to do that 2 weeks of sales to make up for that low October?
I have really no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Like that's a good question. Because I guess I've never been in a position where I've thought, well, we better do a 2-week sale and have a different offer every day. And I've seen businesses do that. Like last year, for example, the Lullaby Club girls who I'm friends with, like one day they did every order gets a free tumbler. Day 2, you get a free tote. Day 3, you get 30% off. Day 4, you get and they had different offers. Then they dropped a new collection in the middle of it. And I see so many brands doing that, but I don't know, we've just never gone there as a business. Like I've never tried it. And every year I see all of these brands doing so much extravagant stuff that I'm like, oh fuck, maybe next year we need to do something like that. Like it makes me feel like we're not doing enough.
No, because those brands, like we said, are making the majority of their revenue in that sales period. So they've spent the entire year mapping out the day in and day out, like what's happening on every single day so that they're maximizing revenue for that period. Because for you, what happens to you is you have a more stabilized revenue. And so for that period, it's great. Yeah, you get a boost in revenue on that one day, but you don't need it. You could actually, Faith the Label could exist and could survive and thrive and grow without even that one day of sales. A lot of these businesses actually need the October, November, December sales period to have a business. I actually think what you should do is do the one day of sales and then, for December when sales drop off.
12 days of Christmas.
12 days. And it doesn't have to be a discount. It could be like little gifts.
Yeah.
It could be like Brittney will make a surprise video for whatever. It could be anything, but it's just something to surprise and delight people after the sales period.
I think another thing that we do as well, like around November and December and in between that Black Friday and Christmas, so there's like a month when Black Friday ends and before Christmas, we always come out with really good collections in that time.
Yes.
So we've got red things launching in between the end of November and Christmas.
Love.
So people will be like, I need that outfit for Christmas Day.
Yes.
So we, I guess, try to do exciting things in that time as well, because I know a lot of businesses will drop off in early December because everyone's just waiting for Boxing Day.
The scary part of that, though, is managing the Australia Post cutoff dates.
Yes.
And I think, say, for example, it's like the 17th of December and you launch it on like the first week of December. It's like they've got a week to purchase it. It's just managing that can be quite difficult too.
100%.
But such a good idea to launch something after a sales period because everyone wants to be excited. People are still spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
So to drop like a Christmas limited edition item is such a good idea.
My next question for you is, let's say someone is listening, they're in business and they're overwhelmed by Black Friday sales. They're seeing all these videos that I'm seeing of all these people saying, if you don't have a strategy locked in place, you may as well throw your business in the bin. Black Friday will make or break your business. If you could, I think one thing that you're really good at is just putting things simply. Just say you're brand new to business, you've never really done a Black Friday sale before, you don't know what you're supposed to do. What would be the most simplest advice that you could give to people who are feeling overwhelmed when it comes to a strategy for Black Friday?
Okay, it starts with the date of Black Friday. So that's the 29th of November this year. And Cyber Monday is, I think, the 2nd of December. So that weekend is the sales period. So the simplest thing is to think about the dates and work backwards. So go, okay, I've got the 29th of November as my benchmark. Now I need to think about what offer do I want to have? Like, do I want to have every single day something new? No. If you're a business that has been around for maybe 1 to 2 years or less, you don't want to do anything complicated. You stick with one thing. That could be like a site-wide discount. It could be a tiered discount. Like anything under $100, you get 20% off. Anything over $100, you get 30% off, something like that. You might just have free gift with purchase. You could have, or free shipping. Like you could have anything, right? But pick one offer. That's all you need to do. And then you've gone, okay, 29th of November, I'm going to start my sale. This is the offer. And all I want you to do is like, think, okay, how am I going to make people aware of the offer? So is that going to be through ads? Is it going to be through my emails? Is it going to be through, my SEO? And my advice for that is always ads and emails is just the best way to go. So if you want to tell people about it, it's like content, of course, but then ads and emails, that's how you tell people about it. when they come to your site, it's like, okay, now they're on your website. On every single page, can they see the sale somewhere? So like on the product page, where can they see that they're getting free shipping? On the homepage, can they see it? On the collections page, making sure you merchandise your website so that everywhere they go, they're able to see the sale.
I think that's really important because you can have like banners on your website homepage and it's all like 30% off today, only use this code. But then if they jump off that homepage and they're on a collection page where they can see all your products and all of a sudden it's not visible, they can forget.
And don't forget that when they come from an ad or a piece of content and they've clicked through in the link in bio and they come through to a product page and it's not on the product page, it's going to be a real issue because they don't know what to do. They thought there was a sale, but they've come to the product page and there's no sale, or they don't know the code. They don't know the code and they're going to leave, right? Yeah. That bounce rate. And especially in this time, people are so just all over the place. They've got multiple tabs open. They've got their phones going off. They've got multiple
their
sales.
Emails are flooded.
Yeah. And then like you don't even have the sale displayed. They're out of there. So just make sure that if you're going to have a sale, make sure it's everywhere on your website. You don't want to waste the sale.
No, I agree.
I would say one other thing before you kind of do all of this stuff and before you think about the offer is really look at the margins of your products that you're selling and make sure that you can actually afford a discount. So if your margin is quite low and you feel like you're a small business and you're barely making money, like even just selling it at full price, potentially just doing a free gift with purchase or a tiered discount is way better than a site-wide discount because different products have different margins and you don't want to be offering a discount to those products that you're making no money. You'll go into a loss. Like I've been there. I know what that feels like because you're like, wow, we made this much money, and then you look and your profit is like full in the red because you've offered too much of a discount. So just when you're thinking about the offer, to keep it really simple, think about it in a way that you make the most amount of profit.
Yep.
I would say one more thing, and this is for you as well. When you run a sale, okay, and you're doing 1 day sale, everyone thinks, okay, I'm going to run a big discount and everyone's going to make a purchase. Your job as a business owner is to make sure that average order value goes up on Black Friday sales, not down. So say, for example, your average order value for Fate, I don't know what it is, but let's say it's $100, okay? Every time someone makes a purchase, on average, they spend $100. If they make a discount of if you do 30% discount, then you technically have $70 average order value, right? Your job is to merchandise the site to make sure that they go up in average order value. Right. So the way
they're going to add something else.
Add something else because it's like in your cart, if they've added something, can you say, hey, by the way, everyone who's bought this has also bought this. And just try and make them buy a little bit extra so you're getting that profit and you're making that kind of the profit on the shipping as well.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really like. I just want to make sure brands know that if you're running a sale, make sure average order value goes up. And that's for you too.
All right, pressure's on for me to make sure. I think the good thing with us is because we don't do sales all that often, and that would be my advice as well to business owners out there. And like you said in the beginning of the episode, you don't want to become known as a brand that is constantly doing a sale.
Yeah.
And I really try to do that with Fate because you don't want to cheapen your brand or become you could off the top of your head probably think of brands that are just constantly on sale.
Yes.
And that's the image that they create for themselves. Another brand that's really interesting that we could talk about forever is Mecca.
Never
Mecca,
on sale.
They only do Boxing Day. And I think it's 20% off on Boxing Day, and that's it.
On selected items.
On certain items. And I know that there's a lot of discourse online about that, and people are really mad that Mecca doesn't do sales and they just do the 20% off on Boxing Day for certain items. But at the same time, from a business point of view, I'm fucking good on you. You've built a brand that strong that people will come in and pay full price every single time.
But it's hard though because they have brands in there with exclusivity and people really want those brands and they can only get them from Mecca.
Yes.
So they have that privilege of being able to do that.
They've got the monopoly in the beauty world.
And so there's Mecca and Sephora and they can kind of battle it out for those brands, and they've got that brand awareness, and Mecca's been around for a really long time. Also, they have the benefit benefit of having the Beauty Loop program.
Yes.
So people actually keep buying from there because they want to get to level 3, level 4 and get all these free samples in this box every quarter. And, they've done it in such a clever way.
They have.
We don't, as business owners, have that same luxury as small business owners to be like, well, I own let's say you own a skincare brand. My cream is better than that cream. No, because all creams look the same and one of them has a 30% discount. And I'm going, well, I'm not going to discount it. You're just not going to make that sale. And that's really unfortunate. But in Black Friday, that's actually what happens.
What would be your advice to business owners with Black Friday and how, everyone has started their Black Friday sales now? There's so many businesses now, as we're recording this, that are already, doing a Black Friday sale. If someone is new to Black Friday, they've never done it before, maybe this is their first Black Friday, what are your thoughts surrounding, do you just do it on the actual Black Friday day or do you bring it forward kind of thing?
I would bring it forward.
Yeah.
So I would be going 1 week early.
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing because you want to really, there's this wave that happens and people are opening their wallets. And as a new business, you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Do it in a really smart way, but 1 week early, if you're really overwhelmed by it, then go 1 week early, think of your offer and then just go for it. And what's really interesting is that even if you're a small business, there are people out there, there is an audience out there, no matter how big or small, that has heard about you but haven't purchased because they feel like it's too expensive. It's a really good time to target those people, even if it's 10 people, to actually make a purchase from you. And the easiest way to do that, like I was saying before, is sending them an email, of course, but also your ads, making sure that anyone who has visited your website or engaged with you on social media knows about your sale, has an ad that pops up saying 30% off or 20% off this brand. Those people are really, really important. If you're trying to get a new audience on Black Friday, that's when it becomes really difficult and really hard. What you want to do is tap into the people who already kind of know about you but haven't yet made a purchase.
Isn't it crazy that Black Friday has become such a thing in Australia to the point where brands are battling out to start it sooner than it actually is? The whole, when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Can't we just say Black Friday is on Black Friday and that's when the sales go live? But it's that fucking saturated and competitive that brands are starting their Black Friday sale 1 month early to get ahead of all the other businesses.
Yes.
It's everyone's out just battling against one another to try and be the first.
It's because it's share of wallet.
Yes.
Right?
And it's
consumers have
wild.
$100 to spend. The one who gets the brand that gets it earliest is the one that gets their money.
But isn't that crazy? Because it's not fucking Black Friday. We're doing our Black Friday sale a week before. I think the last couple of years we've done it a week before. But it's just mad. Black Friday's on the 29th, but we're doing it on the 22nd or whatever.
Can I ask a really dumb question? Who owns Black Friday? Who sets the date?
Well, quite literally.
I actually don't know.
No idea. I know it started in America, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I've looked it up. It said the real origin of the Black Friday Monkea. So you say that word? Monkea?
What is that word?
Monikea.
Monica, I think.
Monica or Monkea, who knows how to say that word, comes from Philadelphia, where the Army-Navy football game is played on the Saturday following Thanksgiving every year. In the 1950s, 60s and 70s, the game brought in hordes of people, most of whom arrived on Friday. So I think then businesses surrounding that
made money
and put their sales on.
Look, I'm all for Black Friday. I'm all for a sale, but I personally think, we've got end of financial year sales in the middle of the year as well, but I'm just annoyed at the fact that Black Friday is so close to Boxing Day.
So United States does not observe Boxing Day as a national holiday.
That's why.
There you go. Well, Xander's just looked it up. So Boxing Day isn't a thing in America.
And that's why.
That's why they've got Black Friday.
Is the biggest day.
But I think it's sad because I think of Boxing Day and when we were kids, we would go to the shops and it was all about the Boxing Day sales and Westfield would be open till midnight or it would be 24-hour. And obviously I have experience being in shopping centres. We have 2 Westfield stores. Boxing Day, no one cares about it anymore.
Really?
The Westfields that we're in, 2 Westfields, I think one, because they give you a 2-week trading hours. And I think the latest is like one day is 10 p.m. or midnight. I know other centres, I think some still do the 24-hour trade, but it is a ghost town at nighttime. And it's not the same. And I think it's because everyone's already burnt out from Black Friday.
Yeah.
So I'd say like as great as Black Friday is, and, you know, it's so great for businesses making 70% of their revenue in that time, it's ruined Boxing Day.
Yeah, and that's right. So knowing what we know about US not celebrating Boxing Day, that we're just following in their footsteps.
We are.
So we're turning into like an American economy where we're putting everything on Black Friday. I wonder for Fate though, could you turn that Black Friday period like almost into, I don't know, your Boxing Day? Like is Boxing Day that important to you?
Not anymore because of Black Friday.
Yeah.
But again, we have stores that are open on Boxing Day. So we have to do a Boxing Day sale kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like our community still get excited about it and come in. But with like our 2 Westfield stores and the late night trades that they do, like I remember, so the first year that we had our Westfield Miranda store, because that was our first Westfield store. So when you have a Westfield store, technically you have to stay open within their trading hours. And I think it was till 10 o'clock at night, like the latest that Westfield Miranda was opening throughout that like Christmas period. Yeah. And I remember our team were standing in the store 8 o'clock on like a, you know, Friday night. And it was 8 and they had to be open till 10. They're like, no, the centre is a ghost town.
Wow.
Like, you know, so it's just
it's a shame.
Yeah, it's not the same. And like quietly we just go, just fucking shut, girls. Like there is no point in having your staff standing around.
Absolutely.
When the centre is a ghost town. And I think also like online shopping has a lot to play in that as well.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we'd be so excited to go to the shops at 8 o'clock at night because like you could go out and it was exciting. Now we can lay in bed and shop the sale from our bed.
Why don't you make it an experience? Like actually have like sleepover stuff set up in store and stuff, and customers can come and sleep
we've thought
over.
of all of these things like ways to incentivize people to come in like right up until, you know, whatever time it is that we're open kind of thing. And every year we're like, okay, next year we'll do that. But I think one of the hardest things about being in business is you've got 100 things going on at every single fucking time that no one even just has the time to think about, okay, what activation are we going to do in our stores at 9 p.m.
And you've got 5 stores.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And also, is it worth it?
Yeah, it takes an army to orchestrate something in a store. And who knows, maybe next year around Black Friday, we can, like, let's say after this Black Friday, we will spend the next 12 months preparing. And maybe we will do multiple days of offers and this, that, and the other. But it is, like, it would take a year to plan, like, what that's going to look like in our retail stores.
So I have a question for you, because this is something that I had noted down when I knew we were going to talk about Black Friday. And that is something that I would suggest people do is reward their loyal customers, not only the general public, and not treat everyone the same.
Yep.
Is that something that you're doing? Because I know you're running a Black Friday sale on the one day. Are you allowing your loyal customers early access or giving them a bigger discount? Like, how are you treating them?
Yeah, so I love that we're talking about this before the Black Friday sale is even happening. So any fake customers listening to this episode are going to kind of know the tea. So we've decided for Black Friday, we are obviously just doing the one-day sale on the Friday before Black Friday. Everyone marking this in their calendars now listening to this episode. And the other hard thing with doing that as well, like going back to the whole retail thing, is we're doing that a week before, which means the week after, when it is Black Friday, technically our stores are going to be quiet because there's no sale happening in store, but there is with all the other surrounding retailers. But that's just a part of like committing to being in store.
Yeah.
So we've decided it's just like a fixed amount off for the one day only, online and in all 5 of our stores. But I'm thinking what I will do the night before, and this isn't set in stone, but it probably will happen because it's easy for us to orchestrate, is we have our Fate Society Facebook group, which we encourage everyone to join. That's where everyone stays in the loop with us every single day. And we're thinking like the night before that Friday, maybe on the Thursday night, we will do like a different code that gets them even more off if they choose to shop the night before.
Yes.
But even then, like I want to do that, and we will most likely do that. But then because we have stores, I then know the stores will be quieter the next day because they shopped the better deal online the night before. And then our store teams go, oh, it wasn't that busy today. It wasn't as busy as we thought. And then I'm always like, sorry, girls, it's because we did this special deal in Fate Society the night before. Like, it's nothing to be disappointed about.
Yeah.
It's just, they got an extra 10% off if they shopped the night before.
I feel like maybe not offering it to the Facebook group, but say, for example, you segment out some people who maybe have purchased from you 10
So
times
many
or
times,
more,
yeah.
and you individually email those people
Absolutely.
and say, this is your code. And so they may never have gone into a store, but they have shopped with you 10 times or more. And
Maybe
you say,
we will do it to like an email segment instead of the whole Facebook group.
I actually think that would be amazing. And some brands in America, what they do, and this is a little bit dodgy, so don't do it. Don't take my advice. But it's really interesting the way they do it. They segment out their loyal audiences and then they send them a calendar request. So it's in their calendar.
Like in your Google
there's
calendar.
20% off just for you. It's in their Google calendar.
How
It reminds
good.
them and
That's
as
so
like
clever.
a notification. I don't know if that's even allowed or if that's ethical or whatever, but I just thought it was a really interesting way to get your loyal customers to remember to come back and purchase from you.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, go do it. No, don't do it. I do have like a few more actionable tips that I think everyone should know.
Okay.
So these are email tips, and I actually got this data from this report that was done by OmniSend. I'm a nerd, I get it. Like I read about this stuff all the time, but these are the things that I pulled out, which I think small business owners need to know. So when you are sending out any Black Friday emails, this sounds so obvious, but in the subject line, don't try and be clever. Just make sure the words Black Friday are mentioned in there, and also the specific discount or the specific offer that you've got. It has to be in the subject line. And this is a really weird fact from 2023 and 2022, okay? Emails offering discounts between 10 to 25% see higher click-through rates than ones offering between 50 and 55%.
Why? Do people think it's a scam?
I don't know.
I think people would see 50% off and then they're going to go, well, that's only going to be so many items. It's going to be, I'm going to go on the website and some are going to be 10.
And they're going to be sold out because it was too big of a discount.
There you go. That's an interesting statistic.
Really interesting. Also, the more the text, the lower the click-through rate. So really have bold, simple images that just tell people this is the discount. Mm-hmm. This is what you get. It applies to everything or these collections or whatever. And no other creative button except for shop now. That is really important.
I've got something to add to that as well.
Yeah, go.
In my experience, for all of you with a business out there, and if you do email marketing, which, by the way, what's really interesting is consumers don't realize how much revenue you bring in through your email marketing.
Yes.
Even though we all hate emails, it's actually such a vital part of business still in 2024. And if I could give one piece of advice for when it comes to sending out an email, let's say you're doing a Black Friday 20% off for one day only, I agree with Anita that just simple emails is the way to go. You want those email subscribers to open your email and just without even scrolling, they can see 20% off today, only shop now. Just text, make it in Canva, make it so simple. But in my experience, and what I'll probably do again for Black Friday, is text only.
I knew you were going to say
only email. So, for example, we use Klaviyo, however you want to say it, for our email marketing. And when you could do in any, like MailChimp, whatever you're using. Instead of doing a image-based email that you send out, like a newsletter, switch to text only.
Yeah.
And then it will open up like a regular email and you will just type it out. So that's what we do for our sales period. And what's really clever is it looks like you've written it yourself. And so for our Black Friday sale, for example, I'm going to do that.
Interesting.
For our main email. And it's just going to say, hey, and then you can put the customer's name. It will have their name no matter who they are. So, hey, Anita, I just wanted to drop into your inbox to let you know that today only we're doing 20% off everything at Fate online and in store. And then, I'll always add personal things in there. Like, I know your inbox is probably absolutely swamped already with so many other brands. It's not often that we participate in sales periods. So be sure to take up this offer while it lasts. It's one day only kind of thing. And then all you want to do in that email is just link some of the words that you have written. So make sure that there's links in there. Yeah. Don't just make it a text email.
Like a link to a product or a collection.
Yeah. So then where I've written we are having 20% off for one day only, I'll highlight that and link that to our new arrivals page where all of the signage is, you know? So I'll just put a few clever links. I might even write, if there was one item I would get in the sale, it's our Billie Jeans.
Yes.
And then I've highlighted that Billie Jeans with the link straight to the Billie Jeans. And then just pop your website at the bottom. And I just sign off like, happy shopping. See you in store if you're popping in. Lots of love, Brittney. www.faithlabel.com at the bottom, linked. And that's what we do for our email.
So it cuts through the noise, but also tells all the email providers that it's actually not an ad.
Yes.
So it goes into their inbox, not their promotions tab too.
Yes.
It's super clever.
And then I set the sender name as Brittney Saunders from Fate. So instead of it landing in their inbox and it says Fate, the label as the sender, it says Brittney. So they're like, oh my God, Brittney's emailed me? And they click in it. It's very clever, very sneaky.
It is sneaky.
And
no, but it's awesome because you have written it.
Yeah, I have. So that's my tip. Anyway, back to your tips, Anita.
Okay. Well, that was it. They were all my email ones, but I do think we should summarize and just tell people what they need to know and what they need to do and just interrupt me when you need to. But these are the things I think they need to do. Okay. The dates first. Just get clear on the dates. So 29th to the 2nd of December, that's technically Black Friday to Cyber Monday. You could go 1 week or 2 weeks early. So pick a date and you work backwards from there. Then I want you to pick an offer, just one simple offer. It could just be site-wide or a tier discount, free gift, whatever. Then I want you to pick, how are you going to make people aware of this? Is it going to be through ads? Is it going to be through emails? Is it just on the website? Is it only content? Like, are you going to do Google ads? Are you going to do Facebook? Pick a couple that you know really work for your brand and make sure that they are completely done with the Black Friday merchandising and have them ready to go. Like, for example, with emails, make sure you've written up those emails beforehand so you're not struggling at the time, just being like, what do I do? What emails do I send? Have them written up now. Like, now's a really good time to have that ready. And also with your Facebook ads, if you like Facebook ads and you use Facebook ads, set up a new Advantage Plus campaign, put in all of your ad creatives in there, simple ads like 20% off. It's really, really basic stuff, right? It doesn't have to be
basic ads always perform the best.
And I love your ads. Like, it's just handwritten stuff saying this is like the sale. I just love that. I think it works really well. It cuts through the noise as well. So really think about how you want to get the offer out there. Then I want you to think about, are you going to reward your loyal customers first? Yep. And if so, maybe you go a day earlier for them. So they either get early access with the same code or they just get a bigger discount with a different code on that day.
Yep.
So just making sure you know that. And then I would make sure your website is completely merchandised. And the way to do that is create a to-do list in, like, even just your notes app on your phone, being like, okay, homepage, what do I want to do? Product page, how do I want to let them know? Collections page, and in the cart, how do I let them know further that there's a sale? So just think about how you want to merchandise that. And then I want you to map out your content from now, because content is the thing where people are like, oh my God, I've mapped out them. I've merchandised everything. I've run ads. I'm like, oh my God, what do I create for content? What are the reels? What are the TikTok video? Think about it now. Just like look at your algorithm, see what brands are doing and save the ones that you like and think, I can do this too. And if you can, film it now and edit it so that you can just post
ready
it at
to
the
go.
time.
I love that you're putting this so simply, because what you're explaining now is what all these ads agencies and other people are saying, like, it's a make or break. You need to have a strategy. But this is as simple as it actually is.
Yeah.
But I find those videos overwhelming where they're like, what's your strategy? That's all it is. It's just ticking all those boxes that you have just gone through so simply. And I think especially if you write it all down and you know all the things you have to tick off, anyone can achieve being prepared for Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's not complicated like it seems online.
Don't be so overwhelmed by the noise that people talk about. They love to make noise, especially companies and like coaches and mentors and stuff. You know what I feel about those people. But a lot of them, they love to make noise because if it makes it complicated, you feel like you need those people.
You need to sign up to the ad agency
you
because
absolutely don't.
I even feel that way though when I see their videos and they're like, this is a make or break. If you don't have this set up, your business is going under in 2025 because Black Friday is where it's at. And I'm like, fuck, do I need to sign up to this marketing agency because they're talking a language I don't understand and I need to pay them for them to tell me? But it's just as simple as what you have spelled out.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
I love you for that.
And I love you for only doing one day and showing people that you don't need to make it a month of sales. Like, I love that you can actually just rely on consistent sales, have one day, reward your customers, and then just go about business as usual.
And look, next year I might try to expand it a little, or we might do something little for Cyber Monday just for online. But I think the reason why we've just always kept it so simple is because we have retail stores. And that's just like a whole other ballpark of orchestrating it to make sure it's even online and in stores. Because if we don't do the same offer, then customers go, well, why can't I do it in store? Like, you know, it just is, it's so much work and so complicated. If we did a month-long sales, like, period, would we make a shit ton more money? Probably. But the way that we've done it is always by keeping it simple, and I'm going to keep doing it that way for now.
You'd make a shit ton of money, but less profit, and then your customers might want that sale all the time.
Yes.
So I think the way you're doing it is actually right.
Be mindful with your sales,
Yeah.
business owners. Be mindful.
Before we go, though, can I just say congratulations on being nominated for TikTok Business of the Year?
Oh,
I just
thank
feel like
you
I
so
needed to get that in
much.
there because
Thanks, Anita.
I want everyone to vote for you, and I didn't realize you can vote once a day.
Once a day from now until November 13th.
Okay, I'm
Click the
doing
link
it.
in my bio, go to the business section, and then you'll find Fate. And you just click vote. You just have to be in Australia or New Zealand, and you have to have TikTok.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, it's literally as
literally
easy as that.
everyone.
You have to have the app, and then you just go click, 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 Fate, vote.
And it's so easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing it today.
I'm doing it every day. I'm
Yeah.
getting AJ to do it every day. I'm voting from my account and the Fate account.
You better win this thing, okay?
Well,
I'm waiting.
look, I've got a lot of thoughts on the TikTok awards, so I might do a little bonus episode soon about my thoughts. But yeah, it's pretty cool to be nominated, but it's not the be all and end all.
It's not, but it's so cool, and I am really proud of you.
Thanks, Anita. Well, thanks for coming on. Where can everyone find you?
Oh, go to Instagram at Sell Anything Online, TikTok at Sell Anything Online. I also own a company called Hero Packaging, you know.
If you need any packaging for your business, Anita does everything.
I do.
Like everything, even like custom printed calico bags.
Yeah.
And
Tissue paper.
Tissue paper, anything
Boxes.
you need, anything packaging and branding and tote bags and everything, look up Hero Packaging.
I love you.
I'm sure you've seen Hero Packaging somewhere. I'm sure you've bought from a business that came in a Hero Packaging parcel. So
Thank you.
check her out
Thank you very much for having me.
anytime.